Curious about what the biggest mistake is when it comes to financial literacy? Welcome to Coffee with Steve and Margot.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Margot.
You guys, April is Financial Literacy Month, and we have a friend on, Rick Veldman, who is in the finance space, the mortgage business, and he's going to introduce himself, and we're going to talk about what he does and some of the mistakes some of us and some of you could make.
Or might be making. So welcome, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate the opportunity to share. Like Steve said, my name is Rick Veldman.
Let's see your coffee, Rick.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're drinking coffee together.
Yeah.
I've lived in West Michigan my entire life, about the same 5-mile radius my entire life. I've been married 27 years to my beautiful wife, Christy, and we have 4 adult kids. I live and work right here in Grand Rapids for Benchmark Mortgage. Benchmark's a privately owned national mortgage bank. I've been with Benchmark for about 15 years, and I have been living the dream in the mortgage industry for coming up on 30 years now. And I know it doesn't look it, but yes, 30 years in the mortgage industry, and I'm happy to report that I am still excited to get up and go to work every day.
That's awesome.
And this will tell you a lot about the T's that Rick crosses and the I's that he dots. Rick gets the Overachiever Award for prepping for Coffee with Steve and Margot because he gave us 2 pages of notes. So it tells a lot about who you are and how serious you take your business. So you are not new to the area and you are not new to mortgage.
I am not new, no.
But
I'm not old either.
So let's talk about Benchmark and what you feel differentiates Benchmark from the competition.
Yeah, and I think that's a great question. I think that what makes Benchmark unique is the focus that we put on relationships. Relationships are a part of our core values. As you know, relationships are built on trust. Trust requires transparency, direct and open communication, do what you say you're going to do, and we work hard at that. So I think that's important. Our loan process is very personal. It's very high touch. It's specific to our client and our client's specific financial goals. And it's much more than just giving a client a loan. I mean, I like to think of it as, you have a friend in the mortgage industry that cares and that's here to help.
And your process is very organized and very systemized. We never have to wonder where one of our clients is in the process. So we certainly appreciate that.
Correct.
And we've gotten to know Rick from business, but then also we're friends just because of his personality. We have fun. He's lighthearted on a serious topic. When you're going through the mortgage process, especially after 2000, it's a stressful thing for a lot of people. So having someone hold your hand through the whole process and making light of it once in a while, but then getting serious when it needs to be done, really just makes the whole process a little more enjoyable and much more constructive, and you can get a good end effect. So we appreciate that, and we still have fun dealing with you.
And that goes back to what he said about relationships.
Yeah.
And that's what, so, the reason we wanted to start Coffee with Steve and Margot is to spotlight the cool people, places, and things that make West Michigan an extraordinary place to live. And if someone's just coming here and they don't know anyone, they don't know where to go, this is why we're doing episodes like this, to showcase the resources here and for you to be, living within the same 5-mile radius all your life.
Yeah. That's a great introduction to West Michigan.
Yes,
Rick.
that is. That's very common here. And
I know West Michigan.
You know that you're dealing with someone with integrity because they've been here and you have, a longstanding relationship with the community. So we appreciate that. So April is Financial Literacy Month, and we wanted to bring you on here not only to let everyone know about you and your company being a great resource, we want to be able to let people know what do you see as the number one mistake people make when it comes to financial literacy? What do you see?
Well, I'm not sure if it's number one, but I am kind of amazed at how many seem to underestimate the importance and significance of buying a home and getting a mortgage. For most people, the home will be their largest asset, the largest purchase in their lifetime, and the mortgage their largest debt. So, I mean, it's a big deal. It's exciting. And I'm amazed that it seems many still today spend more time researching the purchase of their new washer and dryer, and don't get me wrong there. I love a good washer and dryer just as much as the next guy, but I think it's also important to ensure that the mortgage that they select is in line with their financial goals and where they feel comfortable with the monthly payment. So I think that's very important. And if I can continue and go on, I think there's many benefits of home ownership that people don't fully realize. For some people, it's just a roof over their head. But for many others, it's a sense of accomplishment. There's a pride of ownership that comes with owning a home. It's where people may feel safe and secure. Many will raise a family in a home. So there's a lot of benefits in home ownership. And then one that's often overlooked is the wealth building effect. And it's an opportunity to build family wealth. And let me give you a quick example here. So let's say today you purchase a $350,000 home. And without throwing a bunch of numbers out, but the historical home value appreciation, the historical average in Kent County is about 3.85%. And that's a 63-year average. So pretty good long-term average, 3.85%. Going forward for the foreseeable future, many experts are anticipating a return to normal, healthy, single-digit appreciation right around 3% for the foreseeable future. So let's just use 2.75% appreciation, if I may. And
So
that,
you're being very conservative.
yeah, and I think that's a conservative number. Obviously, it won't be, straight up, and there'll be a little ups and downs, but just using an average of 2.75%, that $350,000 home purchase today is worth approximately 420,000 in just 7 years, and it keeps going up from there. So it's a means to create financial security. It's a means to create family wealth, and in addition to all the benefits of home ownership. And I think that's important to note.
So
Yeah.
350 to 420 in just 7 years. And people don't even realize that that's happening. So that's thousands of dollars a year of their net worth increasing, while their home is the backdrop for their life. It's where
Absolutely.
they're laughing and having, raising their family potentially if they have one, or living, enjoying life, working, playing, and making their money is going to work for them, which is our whole concept with revenue, where money works for you.
Yep,
So
and it's theirs.
Yeah.
your money is working for you, and you're enjoying it at the same time because it's your home.
Yep, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I told you that this coffee would go by in a blink of an eye. We're already less than the 2 minutes left to go. So let's get your contact information up on the screen if we can, please. This is how you can get a hold of Rick. And of course, you can always contact us. We can put you in touch with him too if you don't take a screenshot or note his email address. But thank you so much for putting that up. Appreciate it. Rick, are there any final thoughts that you would like to give our viewers as we put a bow on this episode of Coffee?
Yeah, just as it relates to financial literacy and celebrating that, I do want to note that the home buying and the mortgage process does not have to be scary, does not have to be complicated. I would encourage, any of your listeners to work with a lender that'll give you more than just a loan. Find somebody that's local, find somebody that's experienced and knowledgeable to give you the options and the information that you need to help make these decisions and put you in the strongest position as a buyer. I don't think the process needs to be overcomplicated. I'd also recommend getting approved in advance, getting pre-approved for a loan. so that you have all the information to make these important decisions. And then one misconception is that, to buy a home, you need a lot of money and you need 20% down. And, that's just not the case. There's a lot of good quality mortgage products with as little as 3% down, maybe even zero down. So it's important to, consider your options, and just have a understanding of price, resulting monthly payment, and how much money do I need. I think those are the important things to understand as you're considering a new home purchase.
Yeah.
So good.
That's awesome.
And I loved the fact that you included forgetting about costs and prepaids too. And that goes to having a great team surrounding you and reminding you of those things that you need to consider.
Absolutely. A good team around you to help make these decisions is essential. And, most people understand that, hey, I need a down payment, but then let's not forget about closing costs and setting up escrows for taxes and insurance, and
Yeah.
just get the complete picture before, to help make these decisions.
No surprises.
And this can go for, your first home, your next home, your forever home, or maybe even an investment property, depending on if it's
Absolutely. Yep.
considered residential. And what a great place to build wealth. Well, that's it. Another
That's it.
episode.
Rick, thank
of
you so
Coffee
much for
with
joining
Steve
us. We
Marco.
told you that would be pretty painless.
It was. I was nervous, but
I know.
it was painless, and you guys are great hosts, and it's great working with you on a regular basis. And I love to see how people put their trust and confidence in you and your team. And I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Oh, we
Thank
appreciate
you
that
so
so much.
much, Rick.
All
Well,
right.
until next time, everybody, plant good seeds.